Hey guys, this is Alp here and I'm bringing you another video. This one's going to be about PvZ and it's going to focus on kind of a funky build. It's going to be a 6 Immortal push with a handful of Stalkers and Zealots, and it's going to push right around the 12-minute mark. So as you can see here, I opened up with Forge Fast Expand, and the easiest way I can tell you to do that is get your Pylon on 9, Forge on 13, Nexus on 17, get your cannon, resume Pro production, and get a pylon and 2 gateways as soon as you can afford it. Now you might have to make some changes, like if he's doing some kind of Zergling run by, he goes 13 pool and he's getting speed and he's going to try and do a run by. You might have to wall off, but that's just the basics of the build order. So as you can see here, he's going for a typical fast expand, and you might be wondering why I'm getting 2 gateways. Well, there's a couple reasons for that. One, I like to have a way to pressure the Zerg. I want to force him to be a little bit afraid, to make a few more roaches than normal, to not get too early of a third, to not get too many drones. And another reason is on maps where it's easier to take a third, on this map it's kind of difficult due to the rocks. But on other maps where you can take an extremely easy third, I get 6 Zealots initially. I send them to his base, and I just target fire down the third if he's already got a third, if he's taking an early third. And typically, if you chrono boost these out, they won't have enough Zerglings to stop you from denying his third. In this case, due to this map, he doesn't go for an early third, so this Zealot attack wasn't too successful. But I do it just as a rule of thumb every game to make sure they feel a little bit of pressure and they don't just over drone. If you let a Zerg drone without any pressure at all, you have a lot higher chance of losing than if you put on some pressure. So you're going to get +1 with this attack, and shortly after you lay down your gateways, you get your 2 gas and your cybernetics core. And once you move out with your initial 6 Zealots, you're going to want to throw down 3 extra cannons. The reason you do this is if they go for a roach counterattack directly after you send your Zealots, then it's going to be extremely hard to defend without any cannons, so I highly suggest getting cannons after you send out your Zealots to push. So as you can see here, he has pretty good defense, and I'm just going to go try and target down some drones. I get a couple. This attack wasn't extremely successful, but it did force a good amount of roaches, and it also got a few drone kills. He lost some mining time. He missed a inject due to the pressure. So it really wasn't that bad overall. So as you can see, I'm starting +1. I got my double robos, and I'm throwing down 3 gateways shortly after. And from this point on, I'm just kind of waiting for my buildings to finish up. So as you can see here, he's still droning up pretty hard. He has 43 drones against 36 probes. And go to the production tab here for you guys. And he's gearing up to take his early third. Now normally this third comes a lot earlier from Zergs when they see a Forge fast expansion, but in this case he doesn't really have that option due to the rocks. So that does make my 6 Zealot push a little bit weaker. So as soon as these finish, I get double Immortals and I chrono boost them out, and my warp gates will be done soon. Now there is a couple things I would like to note. First is, if you've never played the opponent, make sure to get an observer first, because you're going to want to scout if he's going Spire. If he goes Spire and you don't have a decent amount of Stalker count, then you'll just automatically lose with this build, so you'll want to get your observer out there first if you've never played the guy before and you don't know how he plays. Secondly, if you want to be a little bit more sneaky about the attack, you can proxy these robos. You can do it here, you can do it here, just as long as they're proxied somewhere that it's not extremely easy to scout. So as you notice, right now I'm warping in nothing but Zealots and getting Immortals. The reason I do this is just so I have enough gas to keep up Immortal production with only 2 gas, and that saves me a little bit of minerals as well. So I will also move out with a few Stalkers, So after this last 2 immortals, I start producing stalkers instead of zealots. And as soon as these immortals finish, I'm going to go ahead and get a warp prison and an observer. So as you can see, he actually has really good defense. 4 spine crawlers, a handful of roaches. He's getting 5 hydras, 5, 6, 7. And, you know, he's going to have pretty good defense here, but you'll see how powerful this build can be. So I got my immortals out, and I'm going to go ahead and get my observer and warp prism here, and chrono boost them out, and start pushing out. I do kill my 1 cannon so I can move out here. And I move out a little bit earlier just because warp prisms fly decently fast and they don't have to take the long route. So they'll get there about the same time my army gets there. So you can see there's my observer. I'm going to warp in 1 more round of units here. And I'm going to get 5 stalkers. You see I took my gas at my natural. And I'm going to go ahead and push out now. Here comes my warp prism. And I'm ready to go. So you can see he has, check the unit tab here, he has 19 roaches, 9 hydras, about 10 more probes than me, and I have 6 immortals, 10 zealots, and 8 stalkers. So I'm going to go ahead and push out here and see what kind of damage I can do. I have my warp prism for reinforcements, and as you see, he still has pretty good defense. You'll just get to see the power of this build. So as you notice, it's just a little bit after the 12-minute mark. Typically you'll want to move out a little bit earlier than this, but I decided to go pretty heavy on the unit count here. So I'm going to go ahead and push in. I move my stalkers back just so my immortals can get some damage in early, and my zealots will be at the front. And I just start reinforcing with warp ins. You'll notice my reinforcement isn't perfect this game. It actually could be a lot better. I mean, I have quite high minerals. I could have, you know, rallied down a couple more immortals and reinforced a little bit earlier. But I'm kind of focusing on micro a little bit. And he still has a pretty good chunk of hydras. The problem is once I kill them off, Zerg kind of reinforces 1 by 1. And it looks like he's really close to holding it, but with my reinforcements, it's just not going to be enough. If I would have reinforced a little bit better and rallied down immortals, you would have had no chance of holding it off. But as you can see now, just there's nothing he can do. When my unit count gets this high and his are coming out 1 by 1, there's just not a whole lot he can do to stop me from winning the game. So I hope you like the build. It's an extremely strong build. I've won all sorts of players that I would consider better than me with it. And if executed properly, it's very, very difficult to hold off, especially if you proxy the robos. So if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe and comment. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or leave a comment. And I try to increase the quality of my videos a little bit as far as the video quality goes, so tell me how that was. There still is a little bit of FPS lag, but hopefully I can get a better computer soon and make a little bit higher quality videos. So enjoy the video and comment, like, subscribe, favorite, all that good stuff. Have a great day.